Once you hear that, you should know by now that I have a lot to say about this show. So, how's it going, everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE SummerSlam 2017 pay-per-view. Of course, SummerSlam was live on the WWE Network tonight. And overall, I gotta say, coming out of this show, I did not like this show at all. Now, did it have its moments and have some good to great matches? Yes. But the overall feel of the show, throughout the entire show for the most part, I was not enjoying it. I did not feel like I was liking the show. I did not feel pleased. I was not happy. I did not like this show whatsoever. Now, I've been seeing that this show is actually getting a lot of mixed reviews. I've seen a lot of people say this show is amazing, which I'm kind of flabbergasted about because honestly I don't think the show is amazing by any means. But it's all opinionated. I'm not going to, down anyone for that. And there's also a lot of people like myself that thought the show absolutely sucked. So, there's that. But yeah, I didn't like the show at all. Like I said, just like the entire presentation, just the feel of it, just the finishes and the winners and just how a lot of these matches went about pissed me off. And I know it's wrestling, but you know what? I don't recall the last time I was so mad about a pay-per-view or just a show in general. A lot on this show pissed me off, and I was not really having it. So, big thumbs down for SummerSlam this year. Did not like the show at all. Like I said, it did have its moments. It did have, a few good to great matches. But besides that, I didn't enjoy the show at all, and just I feel like so much bullshit happened on this show, and just was not enjoyable if you ask me. So, that's my overall thoughts on SummerSlam. Before we get to the main show, of course, you had the 2-hour kickoff show prior to the pay-per-view, which had 3 matches on it. Of course, you had the 6-man tag team match, the Hardy Boyz and Jason Jordan versus The Miz and Miztourage. They did this match about half an hour in the pre-show, and there's absolutely no one in the arena besides maybe like 40 people. So it's like a TNA show to the Hardy Boyz. So yeah, there's no crowd for this match. Basically, it's almost an empty arena match. The match was whatever. Their match on Raw's past Monday was better if you ask me, but they did what they could with the empty arena, so you can't really complain too much. You had your regular stuff. The Hardy Boyz were kind of in control. The Miz and Miztourage at the end. The Miztourage with the upper hand. The Jason Jordan with the hot tag. Hit some suplexes. Miz hit a blind tag and hit a skull crushing finale as Jason Jordan went for his neck breaker on, I believe it was Curtis Axel. Miz made the save and hit his skull crushing finale for the finish. So that was the match right there. Like I said, average match, nothing wrong with it, but just under the circumstances they had, you couldn't expect anything honestly that good. And it was funny because after the match, the Miz was like gloating in the front row, and the cameraman showed the front row, and there was absolutely no one there besides like one of the WWE social media guys. So pretty funny to show that there was no one at ringside. So I thought that was pretty stupid on their part. But what can you do? Yeah, so whatever 6-man tag team match, you had the WWE Cruiserweight title match, Akira Tozawa versus Neville, which was, it was a good match. It was fine. It wasn't better than the Great Balls of Fire match, if you ask me, but it was what it was. Neville worked on the shoulder of Akira Tozawa. Tozawa had a nice fiery comeback. His suicide dive on the outside with the headbutt. So that was a nice, it looks beautiful every time. I don't like Akira Tozawa anymore, but I will say his suicide dive headbutt looks pretty damn beautiful every time he does it. Tozawa had a nice comeback, like I said. Fought off Neville, pushed him down, went for the senton. Neville got his knees up, and then followed up with the red arrow. And Neville defeats Akira Tozawa for the 1-2-3 to become the brand new WWE Cruiserweight champion for the second time. Why the fuck did they even take the title off Neville? I don't mind when they do these things, but when you're building up a fucking reign like Neville's, who's had the title for 8 months, and you had him drop the title for fucking 6 days for no fucking reason to get back to him, that makes no fucking sense to me. Why end such a long reign that's been built up to the point where it's like, when he loses it should be a big deal. You do it on a Raw with nothing behind it, and then you give it back to him on the pay-per-view. Makes no fucking sense to me. It's so fucking dumb. If it's like a month or two title reign they've had, then the last time they want it back, I wouldn't fucking care. But once you build a title reign like Neville's, you don't have him drop it and then win it back 6 days later. I thought it was fucking stupid, but Neville wins. Thank God. I didn't want Tozawa as champion. Neville's champion again, whatever. I don't really care about the Cruiserweights anyways, but at least, I like the champion. That's all I can say. Elias had a performance in the ring. He sang a song, wasn't paying attention. The crowd boomed out of the building, and as they're booing, he goes, "Oh, you want another one?" So he sings another song. That was that. Wasn't paying attention to the segment, honestly, but Elias was there. And then we go to one of the best matches on the show itself, which was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The New Day defending against the Usos. Of course, the New Day come out and cut a promo, pretty much reminiscing about their time in Brooklyn. They began their record-breaking tag team title reign in Brooklyn 2 years ago and whatnot. And this match was fucking awesome. This honestly was better than the Battleground match. This was they just tore the house down. The Usos, of course, with the heat on the New Day early on, isolating Xavier Woods from Big E. Big E got the hot tag and just went absolutely ape shit on the Usos, and of course Xavier Woods tagged back in. And just so many great near falls in this match, so many believable near falls. The Usos did tremendous tag work together. Just their frequent blind tags, just their continuity as a tag team duo. The Usos are just absolutely fucking amazing in this match, if you ask me. And of course the New Day did their part pretty well. A lot of believable near falls at the point where you thought this match could end at any moment. The New New Day hit a phenomenal combination that I haven't seen, which was a Uranage by Big E, followed by a backbreaker by Xavier Woods for a great near fall right there. They went for the Midnight Hour, but weren't able to hit it. Or they did hit it, but one of the Usos made the save for the pin attempt. Just a lot of great near falls, and so much fun. This match is all over the place. You know, started off slow, but the last half, this match was absolutely fucking insane. Just an all-out sprint. You know, every team going balls to the walls. Phenomenal spot where Xavier Woods charged one of the Usos, and one of them actually popped him up to the outside, and the other Uso caught him into a Samoan drop, which I thought was a fucking awesome spot right there. Then Big E killed himself by hitting a spear onto the Uso that was still on the apron. Just absolutely madness right there. Match got brought back into the ring. Xavier Woods, hold on. Sorry about that, but yeah, Xavier Woods pretty much just taken out of the match at that point. Big E brought one of the Usos back in. One of the Usos blind tagged himself in. Big E went for the big ending, but one of the Usos hit him with a super kick. Usos destroyed Big E with a death by super kick, just going super kick, super kick, super kick, super blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And then eventually hitting the Tantum Samoan splashes up the top rope at the same time on the Big E for the 1, 2, 3, and the Usos are your brand new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Very, very happy about that. I don't think they should have ever lost the Tag Team titles to begin with, but you know what? I guess they want to make New Day the first team to hold both Tag Team titles, which is why they won them when they did. So Usos are back Tag Team Champions. Really happy about that. They should never lost them, like I said. Just a fantastic match right there. Definitely should have been the main show if you ask me, but you can't really complain, I guess. But yeah, they tore the house down. Great match. Better than their Battleground match. Best match they had by far. So Usos, New Day, tore the house down the kickoff show right there. Sorry, my back was hurting. And then we go to the main show, which actually before we get to the main show, the kickoff show is actually pretty good. I thought, you know, the little things they're doing, like the Ambrose and Rollins interview or Q&A, I thought was good. Carmella, who looked fucking fine as hell, did good when she was on the panel. So the pre-show is pretty good if you ask me. We go to the main show, which opened up with John Cena versus Baron Corbin. Whatever opener, you had John Cena messing around in the beginning. Then Corbin just got serious and started beating the shit out of John Cena, throwing him around, hitting some deep sixes, throwing him on the outside. He's very dominant over John Cena. This is like a 2006, 2007, 2005 John Cena match, honestly, where Cena's just getting his ass kicked and then wins at the end. Corbin had a really nice chokeslam backbreaker, I thought. Honestly, don't recall ever seeing that move, so to see Corbin do it, I thought was pretty nice. So Corbin's very dominant, but takes one move. Corbin slides out of the ring, slides back in, eats a huge clothesline by John Cena. Cena hits an AA for the 1, 2, 3. So that was it. Corbin dominated, showed some aggression, which I liked, but he lost anyway, so I guess it didn't really fucking matter. So I don't know what they're doing with Baron Corbin, but I'm not enjoying it. I don't know what the fuck soured them on them. I don't know, just him on Twitter or where the fuck happened, but he just... I mean, I don't like to use this term, but because I feel like it's used too often, but this week Baron Corbin's had is the definition of fucking buried. So, Cena wins, LOL, whatever opener, not really too much to say about. Like I said, it was just Corbin beat the shit out of Cena, and Cena wins at the end. So, there's that. From there, we go to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Naomi defending against Natalya. This was fine. Wasn't bad, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling the match flow. I just, I guess because I can't take Natalya serious as a contender. They really just kind of built her up the last second. So it's kind of hard for me to invest into a match where I don't really believe the challenger, but I guess it didn't really fucking matter because of the finish. But they had a fine match. They did some nice, smooth combinations. They were able to counter some of the stuff. Naomi looked pretty good, hitting some new maneuvers I haven't seen her do in a while or in quite some time. She had a really nice leg drop on Natalya through the ropes, so that came up pretty good. So there were some nice counters. Natalya's able to hit her with a sharpshooter, but Naomi rolled through and threw Natalya into the bottom rope for the break right there. So there's nothing bad about it. Like I said, they're doing some good stuff, but I don't know, it just wasn't catching the eye and just didn't really care for the interest. Natalya was working on Naomi's leg because of course her finisher, the sharpshooter. Locked in the sharpshooter, Naomi would fight out of it, and then Natalya would lock it in one final time, and Naomi taps out. So Natalya is your brand new SmackDown Women's Champion. Don't know what to think about that because I don't really care for Natalya. I used to really like Natalya back in the day, but I feel like Natalya just, I don't know. I feel like she's kind of in the wrong era. I feel like her style and the way she is just does not mesh into today's generation, I guess I can say. I don't know. I just feel like she doesn't fit. If that makes sense. I don't know. I don't really care to see Natalya as champion, and I honestly didn't think she had a chance in hell of winning. So for her to win the title was very, very shocking to me. So I was very, surprised to see that happen. Thought Naomi would definitely lose it to Carmella for whenever she cashed in, but I guess that's not the direction they're going in. But I don't know. The match was fine. It was good, but I'm not a fan of Natalya winning either. So I don't know. Good match. Just really kind of scratching my head at, you know, the fact that Natalya won. But that's the first head scratcher of the evening, if you ask me. Well, I guess, you know, Cena winning, you can scratch your head out, I guess, but who didn't see that coming? But yeah, Natalya winning. No, not sure about that one. Speaking of head scratching, Big Show versus Big Cass with Enzo Amore suspended above the ring in a shark cage. So Enzo comes out, cuts a fucking promo for the 50th fucking time for fucking, I can't speak because I don't want to talk about this match, for about 15 fucking minutes it seemed like. Enzo, his fucking promos, I fucking hate his promos, and I fucking hate Enzo Amore, fuck him. Gets in the shark cage, which isn't even high at all, which obviously the ending would come to play and show you why the cage wasn't that high to begin with, but I thought it was really stupid how low he was. But Big Show and Big Cass have a match. It's shit. What do you expect from these two? Enzo's being annoying as fuck in the cage, just being loud, obnoxious, just being Enzo Amore. So it really was just the fact that the match was complete shit, and then you had Enzo on top of it, just being annoying. Really fucking didn't make it for good TV. And then all of a sudden you see Enzo trying to screeze through the fucking bars. You're like, what the fuck's this guy doing? And then he strips down to his boxers, rubs himself in oil, and slips through and gets down. So he's out of the fucking shark cage, which is like, okay, what's the point of the shark cage is in? And then Big Cass takes him out the big boot, hits 2 big boots on the Big Show, and pins him 1, 2, 3. So that was that. So I'm going to say, shit match. This whole thing is been complete shit. Just put Big Cass and Enzo back together, because them as singles guys is absolute fucking death for their careers. And, you know, at least as a tag team, there's someone, you know, what the fuck's the word I'm looking for? You can put up with them as a tag team, I guess I can say. So, yeah, complete another shit. Didn't care about it. Speaking of shit, Randy Orton versus Rusev. Randy Orton's making his entrance. Rusev attacks him from behind during his entrance, throws him with a barricade. He's kicking his ass, throws him back in the ring. The referee starts the match. The referee starts the match. Rusev charges Randy Orton. Randy Orton gets out the way, hits an RKO, 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton squashes Rusev. That's exactly what happened. And the moment Rusev attacked Randy Orton, the referee was trying to get the match started, and Orton was slowly getting up. I'm like, watch, they're gonna fucking have Orton squash Rusev, and that's exactly what they did. So Randy Orton squashes Rusev. Don't know who the fuck Rusev pissed off, but yeah, just, I mean, I didn't really care for the match, but at least it was fresh and different. But I guess they didn't want to see it happen, so they had the match be 10-second squash. So yeah, what can you do? So that was that. From there, I'm going to the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Sasha Banks, which, by the way, Alexa Bliss looking fucking fine. Absolutely beautiful at SummerSlam, I thought. Which, by the way, that No Mercy promo with her, awesome. The match itself was good. Wasn't nearly as good as a Great Balls of Fire match, if you ask me, but I thought they went out there and saw a solid showing. Right from the get-go, of course, they just were just scrapping, beat the shit out of each other because, you know, they hate each other in real life. So they were scrapping right from the get-go. Alexa Bliss was very dominant on Sasha Banks. Was working on her shoulder after she threw her on the outside, and she had kind of injured her shoulder, so Alexa was very dominant. A lot of hair pulling. You know, she was pulling Sasha Banks' hair a lot in this match. The referee kept yelling at her, and, you know, Alexa Bliss is not giving a fuck. Alexa Bliss, you know, hit her double knees a handful of times, the moonsault double knees on Sasha Banks as well. Just very dominant over Sasha. Sasha Banks would, you know, have some life come to her every now and then and fight it back, but she really wasn't doing much in the match. And then she was, you know, cradling around with Alexa Bliss, you know, lock her in with the bank statement, but, you know, Alexa Bliss tried to roll out of it, get to the ropes, so Sasha Banks would reapply it, and then eventually Alexa Bliss submits. So Sasha Banks is your brand new Raw Women's Champion. Why? I don't fucking know. Nothing against Sasha. Well, actually everything against Sasha, because right now I don't really give a fuck about her. But this was not Alexa Bliss's time to lose the title. She definitely should have a lengthy title reign. And what the fuck are you going to do with Sasha as a champion? Now, I mean, the Raw Women's division in general, what the fuck are you going to do with? But, like, with Sasha's champion, that does not generate any interest for me whatsoever. She's a 4-time champ now, which is, like, kind of ridiculous when you think about it. I don't know. I just don't care to see Sasha, especially as her as champion. Alexa Bliss definitely should have retained, if you ask me. She definitely should have had some longevity out of her title reign, but I don't know. I guess we can get a good rematch at No Mercy with a stipulation, hopefully, out of it, but I definitely think Alexa Bliss should retain. I don't think it was her time to lose it already, but, you know, that's Raw Women's division. They flip-flop titles, so what can you expect? So, good match, good outing from these two, but like I said, just wasn't, you know, better than their Great Balls of Fire match, if you ask me. From there, I'm going to go to the Demon, Finn Bálor versus Bray Wyatt. Finn Balor's entrance was awesome. I really like the whole, you know, he's got the whole world in his hand, mocking in the intro of his It was, before his theme hit and he came out, the intro for it. I thought that was a great touch right there. The paint looked absolutely awesome. The match itself was fine. I thought their match on Raw, honestly, was better, but this was what can you do? Finn Balor, of course, had a hot, fiery start. They stared down each other for a little bit. Bray was kind of hesitant. They got in the ring, and then, they had a match. Balor got his typical stuff in. They brawled on the outside. Balor hit his, drop kick into the barricade. Got his stuff in, hit some sling blades and whatnot. And Bray Wyatt, just, doing his creepy shit he always does, like the spider thing or whatever. Just, it was fine, but it was just nothing to intrigue about. And it definitely was nothing, it didn't seem like Balor being the Demon was a big deal. That's honestly what I felt like watching this match. It didn't seem like Balor being the Demon was a big deal whatsoever because he's facing Bray Wyatt. So how can you make it a big deal? But yeah, it was good. I like the finish though. With Bray Wyatt, absolutely tearing Balor's head off with a fucking lariat. Going for his, creepy spider pose again, but fucking Bálor not giving a fuck, just kicks the shit out of Bray Wyatt. Hit some sling blades, followed by the shotgun drop kick in the corner, followed by the coup de grace for the 1-2-3. So Finn Balor defeats Bray Wyatt as expected. Like I said, fine match, but I thought the match on Raw was better if you ask me. But it was good to see a Demon, and his paint looked awesome, so can't really complain too much about that. From there we go to the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Cesaro and Sheamus defending against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, who had matching gear to an extent because Ambrose's hoodie matched Rollins' gear, so I guess they were matching in that aspect. This was damn good. It started off pretty damn slow. Right from the get-go, they're all men were brawling. Cesaro and Sheamus got the upper hand quite early on in the match when they knocked down, or they're isolating Seth Rollins, and Cesaro pushed down Ambrose, and Sheamus ran from the other corner. Bro kicked Ambrose. Cesaro and Sheamus kind of gloating. Rollins has died on the outside. They actually catch Rollins and give him a suplex onto the outside, which I thought was actually a pretty good spot right there. And then, Cesaro and Sheamus, I've been saying this in my last couple reviews for their matches, but it's really true that they're just coming so crisp as a tag team. They're really on point, and just, the way they, are teaming. You'd think they'd been teaming for years now, but, like, they're really come together as a cohesive unit, and I really enjoyed their tag work, and definitely showcased here them isolating, Rollins for the most part. Then, of course, at one point, the beach ball showed up. People are throwing beach balls. Cesaro was not fucking having it. Cesaro ran and actually ripped the beach ball up, but that was an awesome spot right there for Cesaro to go out of his way to rip that fucking beach ball back up and come back to the match. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, Cesaro and Sheamus isolating Rollins from Ambrose, hitting, like I said, various tag team maneuvers on him, looking really, really smooth and crisp. Ambrose with a hot tag, was going absolutely wild on Cesaro for a little bit, got some nice near falls. Him and Cesaro brawled around for a little bit. Cesaro was able to lock him in, or try to hit the neutralizer, but Ambrose was able to get out of it and hit a lariat on him, or jawbreaker lariat, I should say, I think it was. Just some good stuff from both tag teams, and it really started hitting up. It wasn't as good as a SmackDown tag team title match, but it was almost there. It was just as fun, but just it was lacking that heat and that crowd energy that the SmackDown tag team title had, if you ask me. So this was great. It was good, like I said, really enjoyed it. Hot finish too. I think the finish really made this match because the match was it was slow at points, then it started picking up, but the hot finish I believe is what really made this match. Some nice near falls to the point where he thought Cesaro and Sheamus were actually going to retain. Cesaro and Sheamus hit their tag team finisher on Ambrose, which was the what the fuck, the high cross, not the high cross, the white noise and like inverted DDT combination. Then they end up hitting a double Razor's Edge on Dean Ambrose for a near fall when Rollins broke it up. They were going for something. Cesaro's on the top rope, or they were going for the double tag team finish. Sorry, they're going for that where Sheamus had him in the white noise, and Cesaro's going for the inverted DDT. Sorry, and then Rollins jumped up, hit a Hurricanrana, threw Cesaro into Sheamus. So Cesaro was down. Rollins hit some super kicks, and Sheamus followed by his his knee, and then Dean Ambrose hits the Dirty Deeds for the 1-2-3. So Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are your brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. Really happy about that. I feel like the storyline can definitely stretch out as long as they want to go. Them as Tag Team Champions definitely beneficial for not only them, but for the Tag Team title scene on Raw. Because, when you have two main event guys as Tag Team Champions, to me, that makes those titles look important and seem like, hey, if two main event caliber talents are holding it, then they're worth going after. So I'm very pleased with it. Dean Ambrose is now a Triple Crown and Grand Slam champion, so congratulations to Dean Ambrose for accomplishing those. But yeah, really good match, and just a really hot finish as well. So definitely enjoyed that matchup right there between those two tag teams. From there, we're going to the United States Championship match. AJ Styles defending against Kevin Owens with special referee Shane McMahon. Early on, they played with Shane. They both were just brawling, and then Shane was trying to split them up. The match started, and if you take away the Shane spots, honestly, this match was great. Now, I'm seeing this match with a lot of mixed reviews. People thought it was great. People thought it sucked. But I thought for the most part, this is probably their best match they've had out of the series of matches so far, honestly. I thought just what they were doing was very on point. They seemed very smooth and crisp with what they were doing. A lot of great counters and just a lot of great moves. You know, the super kick that Owens was hitting Styles looked like he fucking tore his head off. So there was a lot of great stuff in this match. I thought it was like they were really clicking. And I thought it was their best showing as a singles match, honestly. But yeah, you had the Shane stuff involved, of course. Early on, Owens shoved Styles into Shane, so Shane was kind of getting right there. Then, Styles laid out Owens. Shane was checking on Owens, and Styles actually hit the 450 splash. Owens threw Shane on top of him, so Styles pretty much crushed both men, but pinned, and then ended up putting Owens in the calf crusher. Owens is tapping out, but Shane's down, so he can't make the call. Owens got frustrated with Shane throughout the match because, Shane was not counting when Owens had AJ down for the 3 count. And then at one point, he ended up hitting the pop-up powerbomb onto AJ. And Shane actually counted 3, but AJ's foot was on the rope, so therefore, Shane's like, hey, it wasn't a 3 count. It was a 3 count, but his foot's on the rope, so it was only 2. Owens gets pissed. He gets in Shane's face. They're butting heads. Shane pushes Owens. Styles hits a Pele kick on Owens, sets up for the final forearm, hits it. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles retains the United States Championship. Like I said, I thought it was a great match. Take away the Shane stuff. I thought they really clicked and definitely had their best match and their best showing. Like I said, a lot of stuff they're doing looked really good. And yeah, it was a really enjoyable match, I thought. So, yeah, great match, US title match between the two of them. From there, I'm going to go to the WWE Championship match. Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura, who had an awesome entrance. Love the violin cover of his theme. It sounds absolutely awesome if you ask me. So, great entrance from Nakamura. Mahal comes out and they have a match. And it's a fucking Jinder Mahal match. So, what can you expect? Okay, every Jinder Mahal match is the fucking same. It's Jinder running around at first, and then it's the face, in this case Nakamura, getting the upper hand, showboating the Mahal, then Mahal getting the upper hand, put him in some rest holds, and then of course, Mahal's gonna fucking lose, and then his Sing fucks get involved, and then he fucking wins at the end. It's the same fucking match every time, Jinder Mahal, and I fucking hate that he's a champion. I know I'm getting frustrated, but I'm fucking sick and tired of Jinder Mahal. Fuck Jinder Mahal. I don't give a shit who's on his bandwagon now and who's, his fan or his fans now, but fuck Jinder Mahal. He's a terrible WWE champion. I've seen people say he's a good WWE champion. Jinder Mahal is a fucking terrible WWE champion, and I'll defend that till my grave, because he fucking is. And this match fucking proved it. And terrible finish, and just so fucking frustrating. I'm so fucking over Jinder Mahal. I wish they had to get off his dick and say, fuck it. You're disgracing our championship, so we get the title off of you and put it on someone else. I'm sorry for that rant, but it needed to be said. But yeah, that's the fucking match. Nakamura gets the upper hand. Mahal puts him in some rest holds. Mahal mocks Nakamura with the come on thing. And then Nakamura gets the upper hand, hits a Kinshasa to the back of the head of Jinder Mahal. Looks like he's setting up for the Kinshasa for the win. The Singh Brothers gets involved, hits the Kinshasas on the Singh Brothers, and Jinder Mahal hits a Colossus. A shitty Colossus, by the way, might I add, on Nakamura for the 1, 2, 3, and defeats fucking Nakamura. Not only did fucking Nakamura lose, but he fucking, his first loss on WWE TV. So the first person that's going to say he defeated Shinsuke Nakamura on TV is fucking Jinder Mahal. Like, fuck my life. Like, not only do I have to endure more of a title reign from Jinder, but he beat Nakamura on top of it. What the fuck, man? That's all I'm going to say. Shit match, shit champion from Jinder, fuck Jinder Mahal. That's all I'm going to say. Hopefully he loses the title soon, because I'm fucking, I was very hopeful he'd lose the title here, but he didn't. So, fuck me. Lose it soon, please, because I'm sick of seeing him as champion. Anyways, we go to what should be the sole reason why you watch this fucking show. At least the one thing you should watch in this show, which is the main event. Fatal 4-way match for the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman. What a fucking hoss match we got here. A match of the year contender by far. This was absolutely fucking insane. These men went out there and killed each other, especially Braun Strowman, the MVP of this match. Braun was fucking awesome right from the get-go. He takes fucking Lesnar out. So everyone's brawling. Lesnar's hitting some suplexes. You have Joe just running off on Roman Reigns. It was Joe and Lesnar and Braun and Roman going at it. And then, of course, they intertwined opponents. Lesnar's calling Reigns out, and they brawled for a little bit. And then, Strowman and Lesnar went at it, and Strowman absolutely fucking annihilates Lesnar. Reigns spears Lesnar to the barricade. Strowman picks Lesnar up. body slams him through one announce table. Lesnar gets up. Strowman's like, nah, fuck you, dude. Gets to another table, or clears the other table. Fucking body slams Lesnar to the other table. Braun's fucking the man. Lesnar gets stretchered out, so Lesnar's out of the match at this point. You had Lesnar, or you had Reigns and Strowman go at it. Steel steps were involved. Reigns used them to take out Strowman in the match for a little bit. Then, of course, you know, Joe and Reigns went out for a little bit. Some nice stuff between those two. Strowman got back involved in the match. Then fucking Brock Lesnar comes back out, which he was only gone for a few minutes. It wasn't gone very long, it seemed like, at least to me. Lesnar comes back out, wreaks havoc, hitting some fucking German suplexes. Him and Braun going at it. Him and Joe going at it. Joe has Coquina clutch. Lesnar picks him back up for an F5. Pretty much the exact same finish he did. Great Balls of Fire, but I think it was Roman that broke the pin up. So, you know, Lesnar doesn't beat Joe. They're going at it. Strowman and Lesnar are just beating the shit out of each other. And then Reigns goes back to the ring. You have a repeat of 31 where, you know, Reigns going apeshit on Brock Lesnar. Sets up the spear at one point, I believe on Strowman or Lesnar. I forgot who he set the spear up on. But Joe comes up, creeping up out of nowhere with the Coquina clutch for a nice almost submission right there. I thought that came out pretty nicely. Reigns spears Lesnar, which Lesnar looked like he didn't want to sell it at first because, like, Reigns speared him, but, like, Lesnar didn't, like, move. He's like, oh, shit, I should probably sell this. And then he laid back. I thought that was pretty funny. And then, of course, reenacting WrestleMania 31. Roman Reigns is hitting several Superman punches out of nowhere on Brock Lesnar. Looks like Roman Reigns set up for the win. Sets up the spear. Goes for the spear. Brock Lesnar picks him up for an F5. Hits it. And 1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar pins Roman Reigns and retains the Universal Championship. First off, I'm very fucking glad that he pinned Roman Reigns of all people, because I thought for sure he's gonna pin Samoa Joe. But not only did he pin Roman Reigns, now Michael Cole can shut the fuck up and can't sit on commentary anymore and go, well, Roman Reigns, many people believe Roman Reigns had him beat WrestleMania 31 before Seth Rollins got shit. No, motherfucker. Watch the match back. Brock had him beat before Rollins even came out, and guess what? At SummerSlam, Brock pinned Roman Reigns. So don't sit there and try to fucking put over that Roman Reigns nearly beat Brock Lesnar, because guess what? Now we can sit here and say Brock Lesnar owns a pinfall victory over Roman Reigns. So fuck you, Michael Cole. But yeah, awesome main event right there. Really enjoyed that. Thought the Lesnar stuff was great. You know, him getting, you know, taken out and stretched out and him coming back out. I thought best performance he's had in quite some time. Probably since his match with Roman Reigns WrestleMania 31. That's probably his best performance since then. I thought they're good. Like I said, Braun Strowman by far was the MVP of the match. He definitely made that match as awesome as it was. He was just an absolute fucking monster. And, you know, Joe and Reigns, I felt like they were kind of lost there. They didn't, you know, they were kind of just there in the match. They didn't really do as much as I was hoping for, but I thought the stuff they did was really, really good. So, fantastic main event to what was a clusterfuck of a SummerSlam. Like I said, didn't enjoy the show at all. Well, I enjoyed some of the matches, but I feel like as an overall show whole, wasn't a good show. Like I said, you had your few matches. The last half of the show, the tag title match for Raw, the U.S. title, and the main event are the only matches in the main show really worth watching. And of course, the tag title match on the pre-show is worth going every way as well. So those are the only 4 matches I would say are worth really watching on this show. Everything else is just shit to maybe good. Like I said, the Raw women's title match was good. Both women's title matches were good, I should say. But I don't know, just didn't feel like a SummerSlam, and definitely just feel like things could have delivered way more, but just didn't. And I feel like it had a lot of bullshit finishes, a lot of unnecessary title changes as well. You know, Neville should never lost to begin with, so I can't really fault that one. Neither did the Usos, they should never lost to begin with. But like the Raw Women's title, why the fuck did Sasha win? Why the fuck did Jinder Mahal retain? Why did Cena bury Corbin? Why did Rusev bury Rusev? There's so many questions that need to be answered. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy SummerSlam overall. But hope you guys enjoyed the video at least. If you guys did, please leave a like below. If you guys would like in the comment section below, leave your guys' thoughts on SummerSlam. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people watching this video that may disagree with a lot of what I have to say with, and may have to agree with what I have to say with. I don't know. I want to hear your guys' opinion as well in the comment section if you guys like. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching the video.